Hey, everyone. Oh, looks like we're live, so I better hurry up and get my gloves on here before the madness starts. Hey, Barry, Combat, Travis, Crazy J, Imran, hello, Ed, 3X, Lodem, Travis. Aha, and the man is here, Pedro 147. Okay, a while ago he scored himself a great score and received this. It is a box of goodies. Of course, it could be also a box of horrors. This is going to be a lucky dip. So I'll quickly not show his address on stream. Otherwise, he'll send me something that is genuinely a box of horrors. Maybe a box of coronavirus or something. Or a box of Sydney ciders. Yes, a fancy box. Might be a bit difficult for us primitive Queenslanders to open up. Hey, Blood, Mike rather, Margarita's here, Sodder, Greg, fixing things. Hey, how's it going? Alright, let's get to the overhead. Now the address is concealed. Okay, could be a bit of crypto here. Maybe there's special instructions in the newspaper. Let's say Catholic education. We're off to a bad start. That's a bit scary. 0 bugs, pest control. Must be telling me that there's bugs on the board. And thrown plumbing, meaning I'm probably going to have a rough time tonight after doing this. Right. Let's see what else is in here. Little bendy things. What are these? Can I stab you? Yeah. Hey, Harry Crawford, Stephen Barrage, Andrew, Martin van Munten. Oh, Mr. Mac. Good evening for me, it is. Hey, Kirsten Primus. No Dogecoin. Haha, no. Oh, this is the heatsink, right. Special. Right, I know what he's done here. The reason being is so that he could fit it into the little box. So the ideal way to fit things into little boxes is to break the big thing in half. Smart thinking. Glitter bomb. Ha! I hope not. I'll probably breathe that sucker in. What have we got? A 3023 is it? Or what? So far he's sending me horrors. And it's a Apple refurb one. Oh, double whammy. Why can't I read the number on that? Oh yeah, that's right, I'm blind. I have got myself some Ripple. I've got Litecoin. And I've got Ripple, Litecoin and Bitcoin I have. They're the 3 that I generally deal with. Why can't I see the number on this? Anyway, I think this is 3023 or something like that. 2012. Alright. The 165. Oh, it says my 165. Is this dodgy in any way? Or have you sent me something that doesn't need repairing? But I can see the green goop there, so maybe it does. $32.09, ah. Pianov's here to tell us all what we're doing wrong. Oh, duh, yeah, 32.09. I was honestly thinking that was like a job number. Well, the only reason why I'm looking at Ripple these days is because it was primarily, unless it was a fraudulent news article, I noticed it was mentioned explicitly in some Federal Reserve or federal banking plans. Okay, it's 32.09. Okay, so what's the 165's problem? SMC goes load with the flex plugged in. As in, once you plug the DC in board in, it goes low. that what you're saying? Pardon me. You even left the Wi-Fi module on. That was rather gracious of you, good sir. So what's all this green crap on the back? Is that your marking pen? Hey, 10-minute tech. Please tell me that's your marking pen that did that. It's like a fluorescent marker. Or is this like a corona indicator? That that cap there for the crystal is really badly done up, so that would cause a lot of instability too. Or potentially. You cannot recall. That's marvellous. Look at this, it's all over here too. And someone's got the hot air gun and got an old Lewis Rossman on the board. We're trying to do the Diacorona thing. What the hell happened to that backlight? Did you change that backlight control? What happened to this thing? Oh, what happened to that? Is that a rubber boot on it, or is that being melted down? That's being melted to death. That's awesome. I didn't know that you could even do that. Other than that, it's been ground down. That is... yay. Is the JTAG intact? Of course it is. See? Looking beautiful every day. This green marker stuff is everywhere. Oh, input blowout. Look at that. Check that out. That's probably not going to be 4.7 ohms anymore. I gotta have a look at this. Okay, anyone want to guess what resistance we're going to get? But this still doesn't answer the SMC lid issue. That's slightly more than 4.7 ohms. Just a smidge. It's almost 10 times as much. I wonder what the 10 is. Transit damage. I don't think that's transit damage. I see you've actually put your probes on this 10 ohm one too. It's 10 ohm. 10 ohms about right. Damn you, low speed. I have a new plan for what I'm going to do with this multimeter. I am going to get myself a touch display, an LCD touch display, and mount it just below the multimeter so that I can then select the modes, combinations that I really want. So like for resistance, I want it to be typically high speed and 50k or maybe 5 meg mode. And for voltage, I want it to be in 50 volt mode, things like that. Just so I don't have to rely on auto ranging or anything like that. And so I'm going to have a touch screen beneath it, and then the device is going to program or send the parameters that I want over the serial into the multimeter, hopefully. There may be a way to actually program it by default, but I'm not sure. That kind of sounds boring to do it that way. Very uncool. Do it the proper way? Pfft, why would you do that? It's like, it takes the fun out of everything. Alright, we're going to take this Wi-Fi module out so we don't cremate it. Yeah, multimeter stream deck, as it were. That's a pretty useful way of thinking of it. La 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 la. Okay, where's my... Use voice control with my voice? No, that's not going to be a good idea ever. Okay, Pedro, so what have you done with this board so far? I mean, you said it gives you SMC lid issues. Let's see if I can get my untrusty 3437 chassis out somewhere. So it's my 2012 1466 3439 3430 what? Yep, that's the one. I cannot accept such offerings of nice compliments. It is offensive to me. Pedro, you didn't happen to have the computers stacked by any chance, did you, at the time you were testing? Did you? This goes for anyone. If you have a bunch of MacBooks and you're testing them, don't stack them up on top of each other because you'll go insane with SMC lid issues that aren't really there. Well over a month. What? Really? Okay. Fair enough. So we're basically just starting with unknowns. Alright, we're starting with an unknown. We'll pretend nothing is known at all other than just it's come in normal user scenario where someone says, my little Johnny cousin said that it's definitely going to be the bypass capacitor because that's always what fails on it because it like, you know, it didn't work properly and then it did and then it didn't and therefore it must be the bypass capacitor. Yeah. And I'd like do it myself, but you know, I haven't got the time to do it, or I haven't got the tools, man. But, you know, I heard you're really good, and you can do it cheap for me, eh? Because you're like my mate. Warren, yeah, that was just me using up bits of wood that I had lying around. I agree, it's not the normal sort of bracing method I would use. Typically, I do use a two brace method, like directly across the full width of the gate, but I thought I'd give it a shot. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? It'll sag, whoopie-doo. Chances are the copper logs will just bend in anyway. It's not too heavy, at least. That's treated 7035 wood. So the termites won't have much fun with that. It wasn't Bogan. It was an annoying brat neighbour kid with a nervous... Oh, I know why this has probably got SMC lid issues. Just looking at it. Yeah. This'll be why. Because that's probably butchered. That connector there. I wonder what pins that one. Now this is a 165. Combat Wombat, yeah, that could take a while. There's a lot of problems getting stuff out of the Netherlands at the moment. I spoke to Harold the other day because I ordered a bunch of things. More 17-inch bypass chip assemblies, things like that. Let's see, all in. Cool. Okay. Okay, SMC lid is over here. So it's the second one after the... And what do you know, it's got a bit of tarnish on it. I don't know if that's actually enough, but it's definitely got a pit taken out of it, if you have a look at it. So it could be, unless what Pedro was doing was trying to clean it up, like this one here. He might have been trying to clean it up, get it working again. I'm not sure. Did you do that, Pedro? Yeah, 21. Okay. There's 27. 21 is G3 hot. Let's hope we don't have to replace that connector. Oh man, what's going on down here? That's a goner. There we go. But that's not the right one though. But that's PP bus G3. What is it? What pin's that one? 1, 2, 3. Second from the. Yeah, 342 G3 hot. Okay, so what's happened is that's disconnected, so you got no power going into the DC inboard, which means the SMC lid is not going to be able to be pulled up high, which is why that's happening. So that is our primary fault there. I am amazed that it's worked otherwise. I suspect the reason why that 4.7 didn't give you issues is because that, I think, is the battery one. I just can't remember off the top of my head. It was in the 20s. That's okay. It's like remembering your age, isn't it, Pedro? Not that I can speak yet. I'm not quite as far along as what you are. You're a well-advanced, mature age specimen. Okay, so that would be the key issue. Trying to decide whether it's worth just replacing this whole damn connector or not. What do you guys reckon? Get rid of the whole connector? Nah, I'm not gonna bother. I know already that this is gonna be the problem. That pin is just floating around. It's not connected at all. And it's butchered enough up here that I think probably removing it might be a sensible thing to do. So let's have some fun. Repeal and replace. Yeah. Okay, so to make this have a reasonable chance of happening, we're gonna pickle the pins. Now the reason I want to pickle the pins is, well, because it's a reasonable size connector, and even though I can shield that camera connector next to it, it's still going to take a fair whack of heat. Just going to make our life a little bit easier, and since we're butchering it anyway, we're just going to go along and leave some nice fat MIG welded fillets on there, kind of like when I'm doing welding. I suck at that. Okay, so yeah, just like I suck at soldering. Hey, B-Dog. Oh, nice of you to say hello. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Look, I can't even see what's under that bulge there. Reminds me of certain things in life. So, I know there's pins down there. I'm just feeling my way around. Oh, Noosakat's birthday. Happy birthday, Noosakat. Hey, Warren. I'll just slather this with some wholesome flux. Yeah, Pedro, under normal circumstances, I would be too, so don't feel bad at all, because it's not a connector I would normally replace. I would typically go out of my way to not have to replace this. But since this is your board, and since I'm showing how much I don't care, I'm just going to replace it and hope I don't butcher it. Now the key thing is, did we kill the camera? We did not. We passed the first test. Full camera. Sorry guys. It's mine now, you don't want it back. We're gonna have one of these competitions where we just keep sending stuff back and forth to each other for the next 10, 20 years. No updates on that 2019 board. I've got it set up. I'm going to try the T2 update. I was speaking to Tim Herman, and I was watching some Lewis Rossman videos, and hopefully I should be able to give it a shot and not completely ruin it like what Lewis did when he picked the wrong option and just blitzed everything. But that's the fun thing about being the first to do things, and if you're doing it on video, you get to make the mistakes that everyone remembers you by. Combat Wombat, this is Chris Long's recommendation, which is, I have it on my web page I think, Tech Spray, what is it, Tech Spray 1823 25F. Interrolf. Now, the fun thing is getting a new one back down. I've got to find a board that actually has one that isn't too decimated. I guess we all have our preferences for our solder wick. It's got a little bit of a defect there on one end. See if we can find something a bit better. It's not like we're short on choices. Yeah, see now that's a much nicer example. Hey, NE 555, how's it going? Good timing as always. What else do you expect from an NE 555? So is this going to be a single shot visit, or are you going to be multi-vibration mode? How long have I been doing board repair? A long time, but only MacBooks in the last, say, 4 or 5 years. So, yeah, MacBooks last couple of years. Overall, a long time. I say we knock this off from the underside. Wonder if we can try a technique whereby, what if I clamp something onto that? Yeah. It's just awkward doing these connectors off the edge of the bench. There are certain things that can get burned off that I don't like. It's all there for protection. Yeah, I'm ignoring the smart talk. Slide chisel tip scuff blade underneath it. That's another option, yeah. That's actually a pretty smart one. Oops. Son of a gun's not... We're on fire on the other side. Whoops. Ah, that didn't work. That was a little tougher. I mean, yeah, I haven't normally had that sort of trouble getting one off. I think I'll knock the nozzle off so I've got the full width of the thing. Yeah, that's circuit board burning, that. Yeah, we'll try again. God, I hate the quick nozzle thing. It's really bad. So it's good. Bloody hell, this really doesn't want to come off. That is just not melting. I'm gonna have to pickle that one just to get it off. And I melt the edge of my bench. That's hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna have to pickle it just to get it off. Damn it, don't like getting... You can probably now get it off just from the top side. Yeah. Just wait for it to cool down a bit. Honestly, this is what it must smell like in the workshops where people have those cheap, nasty hot air units that you know, the blower and the handle, where they basically just have to cook the death out of everything. Ooh yeah. Ay yeah yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, well, this wasn't quite the challenge I was anticipating, but... well, guess we'll just have to rise up to it, eh? Great, now I've got fluffy hairs all over my beloved tweezers. No, this is legit flux. And if it's not, then Mr. Rossman's in very big trouble. If this was fake flux, there is no, it would not have lasted that baking that we just gave it. Ta-da! Yeah, the scary thing about cat hair is that the cats don't even come near this room. There you go. Much easier with just using some... Now the only trouble is, of course, is we've painted the sides of this connector with leaded solder, but there are worse things to do. There's a big difference. Yeah, you can see all where the... It's not a major issue, it's more of an aesthetic thing than anything else. Now, the fun thing is we've got to get this blighter back down on the new board. Let's see, are these asymmetrical? Or are they symmetrical? Because I didn't bother to look. Can't believe I burnt my bench top. That was actually probably the more toxic thing that was going on. Melting the melamine. Let's try to clean this up before I go too much further. That's pretty good. Hey Abdullah. This is where you're better off putting through parts through an ultrasonic cleaner, but I'm not going to do that for this. I do have a small 1.5 litre ultrasonic cleaner, which I got for my original iPhone repairs. It's still a good little machine, but obviously you can't even fit... Oh, you can probably fit a 1534 board in there. That's about the limit of it. Where'd my damn paper towel go? Yeah, Teresa, you're right. Time to find out the hard way of symmetry matters. We'll just call it another lesson in life. That way I won't feel so bad about it. The hard bit is going to be getting the pins next to this. Now I'm going to assume it actually goes this way based on the fact that I did an inferior job on this side. Yeah. Well, we've got D and HRS on there, so let's have a look at another board and see if there's a common consensus. HRS and E. Okay, I'm going to take that as being the right way around. Alright, Teresa, good luck with that, hey? I know it's weighing on your mind, so best of luck. I'm not trying to get it perfect right now, I just want to get it tacked down. I don't have loyal subjects. Loyalty is a lie. As they say in Futurama, loyalty means for $2, those loyal subjects will beat you in the head with a pool cue until you get detached retinas. That's the extent of loyalty. Shoot. Ah, got touch the sides. And again. This is when you go into full crazy man mode and just... It's probably going to take some assistive heat to get this to come good. Yep, assistive heat time. Only 250. What's measuring 53 mega ohms? Who knows? Switch it to volts. Yeah, they'll make it more interesting. A couple of reluctant ones there. Time to go in for the zoom. Pull out some CSI Enhance. 18W. I'm pretty happy with those overall. Yeah. So he goes and meddles with it. 'Cause that's what you always got to do. When you're happy with something, you got to meddle with it. Now let's see how badly we can butcher this up as we get too close to the camera connector. That's where the real fun comes in. Victola, Nihama. I have been bad and have not done my practice this week because my excuse this week is that, well, I've been busy building the fencing, and quite frankly everybody's suffered because of that. Even my customers are suffering, and they're letting me know that. Meanwhile, here I am dealing with Pedro's package, which sounds really wrong. I shouldn't say it like that. Sorry. I can't tell if... Yeah, I can't tell if I'm push the pins in or whether there's a bit of solder on the side there. I think I've got a bit of solder on the side. Yeah, Victor, things are okay. I've run out of space in the workshop again. Yeah, I should be really thankful because a lot of people don't have the amount of space I've got, and they seem to run a perfectly viable business. But I really do keep running out of space. These connections here, they're a little bit, they haven't really flowed properly. They're more like blobs sitting on top of the pins. So I'm going to have to use some assistive heat to get them to flow a bit better. What causes that usually is that the current, the heat demand for those pins is too high for the soldering iron. So the soldering iron starts to get the solder to flow up the top, but it just can't get its way in and wick it properly. Let's see if we can get the assistive heat to help us here. Ah. Yeah, see, as soon as I put assistive heat there, it goes in. But I also painted the side of the... Yeah. Like I said, it's the tricky bit of doing it. We can clean that up. We can clean that up later, but... As long as we can get the solder down to start with. Okay, these are going pretty good. I know the camera connector's getting covered in it. We'll clean that up as well. Need a Narnia workshop there, or a TARDIS workshop. Yeah, slacker space is a problem because it means I'm not storing things in a way that I can go straight to it, get what I need, and then when I'm finished with it, it's good to have a place to put things back. If you don't have a place for the things that you need, you end up with this cluttering situation that I've got everywhere, because everything gets stacked on top of each other. It's bad. And then of course you start to lose things. You make mistakes, which thing makes you flustered, and you make more mistakes. So yeah, it's not good news. I think we're pretty much done here. I feel like these pins just aren't quite connected properly yet. We're almost there. But I feel like the fillets aren't quite filling up the gap. There are a couple of overhead shelving places I can go. It's still a bit tricky. Running out of flux there. We had the heat, but the flux ran away. Well, I wouldn't call it my greatest job, but I still call it reasonable. Look at all the... We completely changed the colour of it. Is that a bridge there? Might be. I'll have to check that. Yeah, we've definitely got two bridges there. So I'll have to fix those up. It might be easy to do it on an angle like now so I can actually see it. As long as I don't slip, because if I slip I'll drive that soldering iron tip through my finger. I'm gonna have to clean that up and have another look. Where'd my toothbrush go? I probably should have just hot aired it. But I was thinking I already sort of used up my lucky bonuses once. I didn't know whether it was going to hold for a second time. Okay, so we've still got one bridge there. Yeah, well, okay, I'm going to flux it and reflow, see what happens. It should settle it down as well. I put a fair bit of flux on there because it does help it not get melted by the hot air. If you put wick in there, what will happen is the wick will actually take everything, and so you'll be back to fighting again. You'll have to put more solder down. You'll sort of just keep going around in a circle. Change the angle here a bit so it suits me more. I gotta say, as far as these connectors go, these ones seem to be very tolerant of heat. Okay, we're getting to the reflow stage. There it goes. Now probably, oh great, oh no, shoot. Because we got leaded solder on that camera connector, it actually now decided to take a bite into the shield. Hey Manfred. Hey Kopaz, didn't see you there, sorry. Ow, that's really hot. Okay, yeah, as expected we still have the bridge, but everything has... I think in future I will just simply reflow these down rather than try to use the soldering iron. It's a little bit deceptive though, because when you use the reflow method, you've got to have solder down there on the pads in the first place. So it will tend to get a little bit squirrely as you try to bring it up to reflowing. Assistive heat again. Look, this is only 250. Wow, did that bridge just disappear on me? No way. Yeah, no way, it's still there. The flux causes optical, a lot of optical bending of light and stuff. It's quite pronounced when you put BGA chips down and you can see around the corners, or you can see underneath the BGA chip, and you think that the chip is skewed off to the side and you're actually out of alignment with your pads. But in reality, you're not. You are incorrect alignment. It's just the flux tricking you. Wow, you are being one naughty little connector. There's got to be one, doesn't there? We'll get it, we'll get it. The key is to be patient. You rush this stuff, that's when you'll make a mistake, a bad one. And Paul makes a mistake in 3, 2, 1. Yay, that tricked me. I thought I'd actually absorb that one. I had not. It's a liar. This is going a bit slower too because I have to keep pulling the microscope out to look at it. Alright, huzzah, we're cleared. Clear on that side too. Blimey heck. Too much flux down there for my liking. Hey, Jeff P. Oh, thank you, Manfred, sorry. What do you mean, like in the last few minutes, or today, or yesterday? Micro tweezers could be useful for those scenarios, yes, I agree. Hey, Micromage repair? Alrighty. No, we still haven't fixed up that 4.7 resistor that's decided it wants to be a 40 ohm resistor, but let's just see if we can at least have proof of life, if nothing else. Connector connects, so that's a bit of a bonus. Okay. Chipmunk. We'll even put a fan on for good measure. Hey Mohammed. And Ainsley's here. Hello Ainsley. I should have actually put that before. Come on, come on, in you go. Good little connector. Oh really, it was the flex that was going in, not the connector. Okay, power supplies, 18.5, it's on. Here we go. Nothing. Pedro lied to me. Seriously, nothing at all? Did I botch up that connector? I've got no power whatsoever. Have I got the right module? Let's try a genuine one. Still, oh yeah, yeah. 165 there. Now this is where I find out whether the 4.7 is actually the one I'm meant to be worried about. It probably is. Okay. PV bus G3 hot, no. No, DC in. Oh well, let's replace that one now. Hey Cam, how's it going, mate? Yeah, we're just having fun in games here. Pedro sent me this board because he's an evil, cruel person. There's a lot of trash on this board. At least we do get green lights. That's a half positive sign. I'll probably get rid of the 10 anyway, just as good behaviour. Pedro turned some chips around. Yeah, that would be about right. No. Using the tweezers to put hole or little dents into the solder before it's melted is actually a very nice way of them working out when your lead-free solder is just about, or when it starts melting, because then the little pin marks disappear. So like I stick little pin marks in there, and as soon as they sort of start to disappear, you may or may not show up. There we go. Then you know it's ready. Because a lot of the problem with lead-free solder is it doesn't quite get the same gloss as leaded solder. Yeah, that's a bit excessive there, but oh well. Bottom left resistor. Oh, you're talking about this one here. There's quite a few that are looking really shonky. And look at these ones. Check their little caps. They're not properly connected. We're just going to try and do segment by segment. I admit I'm a little stumped why this all of a sudden not working, so we'll turn that off. Turn it back on. Is my connector dead or what's going on here? This is my DC power supply one. I don't know what's going on there. This is my actual MagSafe, as in a genuine brick, not the DC power supply. We still don't have a spin. Let's see, let's start measuring some voltages. Let's see if we get a green blinky blink, I'll be happy. Anyway, what do we got? 331, that's down. That's too low. That's definitely too low. 8.6. Oh, we're fan spinning. Yeah, it's a lie, guys. I'd say the chances are that something in the 342 regulation is wrong. The resistor or the regulator or something like that got blown. Maybe even the diode itself. Because to punch a hole through that resistor like we saw, then yeah, the power supply is on, so I don't know what the deal is. So I'm going to remove the diode and the regulator and see what happens. Get rid of this annoying crap too. I mean, it does have its purpose, but it just gets in the way of what we're trying to do at the moment. It's supposed to come off as one piece, not break into a million little pieces. Okay, you're gone. Regulator next. That inductor actually looks like it's got a burn mark on it. See that? So we'll get rid of that too. You might think that 3.3 whatever isn't too bad and that it shouldn't be replaced, but there's a reason why they use 342 rather than 3.3, which is more the industrial standard or the standard around the place. And that's because if you're going to regulate down to 3.3 for something like an internal linear LDO or something like that, you still need a little bit of overhead. And so by producing 342 out of here, it gives the other chips a chance to have that little bit of overhead to produce their own 3.3 volt. If you only put 3.3 volt out of here, that you won't have that overhead, and so those chips won't be able to generate their 3.3 volt references. That's my grain theory. Could well be wrong. What the heck? That just dropped into my pants. Something cold dropped in my pants. I have no idea. Kind of scared now. Oh. Don't mind me for a second. Alright, get back to it. Let's move some parts. Way too much solder on these pads, but what you gonna do? Ah! What you're gonna do is you're gonna blow the diode away. And the diode has been found. Hey, Service PC Specialist. Yeah, that's a shonky job. Hey Adrian, it's actually, yeah, I suppose it is Saturday morning now, technically. Maybe I've somehow killed my MagSafe. I don't know. Just really peculiar. It's definitely connected. What the heck's going on there? Maybe the actual connector's been damaged. I don't know. It's quite strange. Yep, that behaviour wasn't good. Okay, so we're back to 340, so we've got our voltage back, so that's good. And that's good. We're still not coming up. Oh, we've got a blink. Why is our fan not running? Our fan's not running because the fan's dodgy. I think I might have messed up that connector, perhaps with all the heat. No, it wasn't me. It was just dodgy. Someone has... Yeah, that's been hand soldered. That's nothing to do with me. Yeah. Okay, can we get that out without destroying all our other hard work? Back in a sec. So it's going to be fun trying to get this out. I will try and maybe solder blob it out. You don't really want to put hot air there because this will just burn out nicely. I just need to get some tweezers under there. I don't want to lift it too aggressively, otherwise I'll damage the... Well, goodness knows what damage I'm dealing with here, but... just try and wick that away. Go. So fortunately the connector pads and everything look perfectly good, which is nice. I'm not sending messages yet of abuse. We'll get there. Again, I'm only doing it this brutal, primitive way because of the heat issues around this connector. You know I prefer to use hot air for wicking. There you go. Now, see, that's a much nicer looking connector, wouldn't you say? Same thing though, we're going to blob it. Or at least try to blob it. Blob it. Yeah, if that pin doesn't want to blob. It's okay, that one did. That one does, great. We can hot air this one off though. Because it won't matter if we have any... Yeah, if we have a smidge of damage on the other connectors. Oh, thank you, English. The little end flappy is going to get melted, but we can replace those on these easy enough. Here comes the melt. I said, here comes the melt. Flippy Flappy got a little bit melted. That's to be expected because it's like a knife edge in the airflow, and so the pressure build-up is right on there, which of course causes it to melt. No, I did not do that damage there. That's chipped away. Okay, we'll just pull that solder away. Yeah, that's not a good spot to do this pull. Come on, get away from that. I'm going to have to flatten that back down now. I don't want that domed up like that, because when you go to put the connector down, it will float on it. It will just... like trying to sit your butt on a marble. It's rather undesirable. So look what the underside of the pads look like. They're all pretty good. Hey Ted Berry, where'd you say you're from? North Carolina, Morganton. Cool. Welcome to the club. Put the bottom one in, but the top one, the solder is not coming down from the tip of the iron. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we're going to need some hot air assist and some flux. That pin on the left there, I'm pretty sure that's ground, so that's why it just turned into a blob rather than doing a nice flow job. Well, looks like one bridge became two. Two become one. Slowly drag that solder out of there. As annoying as it can be. I'm trying to be patient with these things. Funny how it's very happy to just very rapidly jump between the pins. There we go. Let's see if Flippy Flappy goes down. Flippy Flappy goes down. That's good. Can't complain. Now there is a little bit too much solder on that third pin. You can see how visually it's looking a bit, well, fat. So we're going to apply some juice of pedantry and go in at it. Alright, I'm happy with that. It's not perfect, but I'm happy. Yeah, the front two are perfect. So, good. Someone's moving a damn truck around here. Crazy people. Gloves are telling me that they've had enough. They're just picking up every bit of junk around the place now. Alright, let's see how we go now. Maybe we'll get fan spin and lights. Green light. Fan spin. Now we're on blinky. Gotta get blinky. Azio, thank you very much for the $4.99 ice cream tub for me. Did I see a blink then, or did I miss it? Yay, green blink. Okay, we'll put this into the chassis and see if we can actually get a boot. This poor chassis, it's like, what did it ever do to the boards? It's getting so much flux just smeared all over it everywhere. It's unjust. This being a 165, I can boot the MRI stick on it, but it will crash, so I'm not going to bother doing that. We'll use my external bootable solid state drive. Actually, we'll plug the battery and see if it charges too, because there was that fault. Okay, let's see. You are running my drive that I want. Shut down. Shut down. Don't mind the bald spot. No, Steve, this is a freshly produced Pedro board. I'm just waiting for the drive selection to come up. Always takes forever on this. Just gotta be patient. I'm assuming we're gonna get a backlight or something. The screen looks energized. I am getting drive access, so it's doing something. What are you doing, drive? Could be we've got sensor issues and it's taken forever. We'll give it another minute or so. I mean, we haven't come up with a blinking folder, nor a crossed out circle. And the screen is definitely... Yep, something happened then, we just rebooted. Yeah, we shut down, something went wrong. Okay, let's try it without anything. Clearly there's a lot of other issues on this board. And now it's not even firing. Maybe I'll leave that battery out. Maybe it's a problem. Nope. This one's been tricky. Damn you, Pedro. You give us a fan spin, and you give us a green light, and you give us CPU life, but then you take it away. What sort of sick, deranged board have you given me? Or did the PCH just blow up? Nicholas, I sleep? Or do I just wait? Alright. Let's see what other trash Pedro's left for me. Hey, someone's been stuffing around with the backlight fuse. Clearly that was the original fault. Certainly someone's had their hands all over this. Oh, that's right. I remember the clock chip. Steve, the problem with the fan before was the connector. We solved that one, but look at this clock chip issue here. Is that going to just break off? Or are you just going to be a pain in my butt and actually work but look disgusting? Yeah, looks like it's probably going to be that. Kind of hoping that would break off and I'm like, huzzah, RTC clock is... They've reworked all this. This has been reworked. So they've been hunting something. Just checking resistors like this or parts like this because often they can be undercut underneath them. And when you just push the edge, they will rotate off. In which case, you know, you found a winner. It's getting a bit late here, though. I'm starting to... We've had our... Oh, geez, this is a frickin' nightmare here. We've had some wins. You know, we've made some progress. This looks like a disaster zone. I think one of these is... SMC reset line or something like that. That looks like it's been squished down to the ground. Yeah, there's a lot of bad connections here, but so far I'm not yet finding the one that says to me I'm a dead board. And we've got something that seems to affect it when it gets warmer. And so they looks like they went for all the... This I can't get over. I don't understand what's happened here with this. It's like, how did they manage to grind that away and make that surface all bubbly? It's amazing. I genuinely want to know what did that. What about the first chip that was melted around to begin? Yeah, that was the backlight driver. Yeah. It's just bizarre. I don't know how you can melt the epoxy like that. This probably should be cleaned up. I don't even know what this is. Very weird. It's like maybe they have a wash or something that... Ah, yes, HS105. That could be a fault. This chip here is the one that taught me that having a quick or similar wire quick is so much better than other hot air stations that supposedly have the same amount of heat output. Because if you try to get this chip off with one of those handle blower ones, you'll have a very difficult time. Hey Victor Young. Anyway, this chip often does have problems with the pads underneath. And you do need this to be working properly for your PCH to fire up. And it's difficult to get it off without a good amount of heat. Oop. Just whip that flux all over the board. Yo, this is gonna stink bad when I cook it. To be fair, I think they're actually synthetic fibers from the carpet. Because I threw this board down onto the carpet while it still had flux on it. Whoops. Yeah, that does not look clean. I'm sorry, but I'm not putting that back down yet. I thought it was clean, but it's not. Oh, that's better. Bloody hell, the neighbours playing their music loud. Seriously, at this hour of the night? Ah, crud, and I just put the chip down wrong. Yep, they're playing their music loud at 12:30 at night. They're probably thinking, Paul's over there, he's talking loud into his microphone, he's got loud stuff going on, he's got a fume extractor going on, why can't we? He shouldn't care about the noise, he's making noise, he's awake, it's not like he's trying to sleep. It's like, that noise can actually be very disruptive. Yeah, that thump thump music trash. I don't mind it, but every single flippin' night they do it. Turning into a cranky old man. I'm gonna start Chevy chasing them, Mr. Farmer style. Go up to the top of the hill, get myself a big rock, put on my camo, get ready for the moment. Yeah, it's more annoying because, I mean, I don't mind music, obviously. I don't mind parties, but when it's every frickin' night, and I mean, I'm not talking the weekend, I'm talking during the week, every night. It's like, come on, a little moderation, a little sort of respect, but no. Well, what can you do? Nothing really. I mean, you report it. Well, it's obvious that you're the one that's going to be reporting it, and that's just going to raise the level of animosity. Escalation is going to be the name of the game. Yeah, we're not beating. We ain't got no. Yeah, see, this is worrying me. It's like it. I think the flex on that is actually fatigued as well. Yeah. I think I finally forced my fan to connect so many times that it's fatigued its flex. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. The connector that we did have before was pretty bad too, but yeah, I think you see we're starting to get fatigue cracks there. So I think this one has to be retired. Served us well. Bring out the good one, the good fan. I'm sure I've got a few around here somewhere. Let's see. I've got a container full of hopefuls. No. I've got plenty of 1278 ones. 1369. It's probably the same fan, but yeah. So instead of going the one that's marked 1369, I'll go for the one that's got no markings whatsoever on it, and assuming it's a 1466. Looks the part. Patrol's Transit Cleaner. I have actually thought of doing things like that. Okay, fan spin. It's doing a weird sort of oscillation and then it picks up, so I don't know if that's normal or not. Okay, so far so good. I really want to know what's going on with my PC, my power supply one though. That's quite frustrating. So it's like, did I kill it or? I see nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing. I'll try and plug it direct into the power supply and see what happens. Maybe I've got a broken connect. Oh, so that's what it bloody well is? Seriously? It wasn't connected. It just happened to be that the banana plugs were leaning onto the socket in just the right angle from where I was looking down. It looked like they were plugged in, but they were not. Okay, let's see now. Yay, there we go. 600, so that's, you know, that's in the area that we want. It's a little high, but it might come down. There's probably, okay, 400, that's more like what we want. Yeah, alright, let's plug this in and... Blimey heck, can't believe that. No, who am I kidding? Of course I can believe that. So Pedro's little challenge board is certainly bringing out the worst of everything. Got multiple connectors that are dodgy. Fan that was dodgy. So this is genuine Dodgy Brothers equipment, this. If you want to come down Dodgy Brothers sales yard today, we've got a deal for you. Turn up in the next 10 minutes and we'll throw in a free sheep. You're gonna love that. Come on down Dodgy Brothers car sales. We've got a deal for you. Yep. Anyone remember that? That was, what was it? Fast Forward? Eric Banner? Bunch of other guys and girls. Fun days when television was interesting. Yeah, there's no information on this because it's not actually a job. Yeah, I'll tell you what, for the pedantic, let's see what I can do here. Weird, didn't work. Doesn't want to work. Oh well. Let's get this thing up and running. Fakari carpets. We're the Fakari tribe. And don't forget the famous cricketer, got his almanac. And whatever else, so many on 9 worldwide world of sports. Come on, give me a boot list. You can do it. You're flashing crazy. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It is possible the backlight is kaput though. No, I might have to lift this up to the light and have a looky look. Yeah, it's actively driving though, so I don't know what it's doing. Backlight is internally shorted. That would be fun. I can't even see. By now I should be able to see some folders indicating what boot selections I've got. That's not coming up. Fan speed seems normal. Current seems a little high. Victor Young, what motherboard? Usually my rate's about 329 Australian plus postage. But yeah, what board, what fault, that sort of situation. Let's just pick this up and have a look. Nah, backlight's good. I've got a glowing apple. Something else is going on. Something else is holding it back. Like I said, it is going crazy with the data access. I'm just going to see if it can give us a folder, if nothing else. A blinking folder. We could have issues with the data lines on the display. I'm not sure. More things. Did we just have bong? No, we couldn't have. There's nothing to bong to. I'll try an external monitor if this doesn't work now. But yeah, the current's just, there we go, fine for that. Being a 165, it should support the APFS, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's plug it in, see what happens. Maybe there's a problem with the USB, but we are getting access. I'm confused. Okay, even though MRI is going to crash on it, I'm going to plug it in anyway. Like I said, we're just going to see if MRI comes up. It will crash about halfway through, but at least it will come up with a proper display and show that it can boot. Now this could actually be a fault still with our connector. It could. MRI should have started coming up by now. So what I'll do is I'll actually... Oh, there we go. I was just being a bit slow. For some reason it just doesn't like that. Okay, everything's upset. It'll crash halfway through the sensors usually. Yep, there it goes, it's crashed. At least that's standard behavior. I'll put the external drive in the other thing. keyboard's good. Oops. Let's see what's happening maybe. Try the other option. Yeah, definitely bonging on me. Hey Pedro, how's it going? Oh, I see you. I am 6 skills here. Hey, I am. Now, to the best of my understanding, this being a 165 board, it should actually, if it's having a problem with APFS, it should be working because, well, it's a 165. 3437s I can understand not liking the APFS if it is on there. Yeah, sorry, 6 skills. Sometimes I just miss people for quite a while. No, I'm not sure what's going on here. I might stick a SSD into it and see what happens. Oof. Let's see. I appear not to have the one that I hoped I had. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It's gotta be some kind of dislike. I'll worry about that later. In the meantime, we'll just pop this in. Assume it doesn't contain someone's very sensitive information. Hey Warren, take care, have a good day. Clearly this is not wanting to play the game either. Then again, oh wait, there we go. Alright, that's fine. Yeah. Seems to be working. So there we go, Pedro. There's obviously going to be other issues on this board. But, for now at least it's working, and then I can go through and pick away at those other little issues. It's the caps that aren't quite connected or look a bit dodgy from corrosion, and definitely I'll be changing that backlight. But I think for tonight I'm at my limit. It is 1 o'clock in the morning pretty much, so I think I'm going to wrap that up and thank Pedro for the entertainment source. Yep, definitely time to take the gloves off. Getting rather yuck in here. Okay, well, hope you all enjoyed that. I am going to go and crash, get some ice cream, watch another episode of Dark. I think I've got 2 to go before I get to the apocalypse, and hopefully it'll be worth the wait. And I will catch you all whenever I do. And until then, I'll see you later, and you all take care.